Hello there. Some people claim that the EU referendum of 2016 split the nation, but I fundamentally disagree. As we watch the Tory and Labour parties splitting asunder after trying for so long to cater for both sides of the Brexit debate within the ranks of their politicians, members and supporters, we now see that they are trying the same strategy on a joint party basis. You couldn't make it up. Both the two major parties have seen the national split on Brexit now begin to manifest itself within their own respective party structures, mainly driven by the proximity of the EU elections that the actions or inactions of both those parties has forced upon the country. They have both spectacularly failed to deal with their own in-house binary splits. So what do? They decide to try and forge a consensus between them that they could not forge within their own natural support bases. And in the process they will alienate their own people across the board, as well as deliver neither Brexit nor Remain. All they will deliver is more chaos and more acrimony. And the seeds of all of this were sown back in 1973, when the people of the UK were fooled into thinking they were joining a trade-only common market. This was all about buying and selling goods and services with the closest half dozen or so of our neighbours, we were told back then. Voters were also misled back in 1975 in the lead up to the referendum on whether we stayed in or exited from the common market. That we were to be part of a European superstate was once again hidden from us. The ambitions of a new European superstate were always hidden from us, with, for example, the Lib Dem leader at the time of the EU referendum in 2016, Nick Clegg, saying that talk of an EU army was a dangerous fantasy. But what do we see evolving right now before our very eyes? So as it became ever more evident what was going on, that more power was seeping out of Westminster and into the hands of bureaucrats, that it was expansionist, and that the European Union that it had morphed into wanted more and more control over more and more facets of our lives. So more and more people in the UK wanted out of it. It was that attempt over many decades to try and secretly dismantle the UK and reconstruct it as a sort of EU county with Westminster as its county council that created the split, and it was that split that generated the EU referendum. It all came to a head when UKIP surged and won the 2014 EU election popular vote, came second in many seats in the 2015 general election, and when the Tories saw the Carswell and Reckless defections from their ranks to UKIP. Those at the top knew they couldn't get away with quietly pushing the EU agenda behind the backs of voters anymore. The establishment now needed a public mandate to forge on with ever closer integration and embrace the Lisbon Treaty fully. Thus the referendum was born. The problem for them, though, was that despite all the anti-Brexit hype and fearmongering, the wrong side won. And now, because they won't do what the majority of voters want, they are just splitting the country more and more. And this current plan being cooked up to seemingly deliver either a 3/4 in and 1/4 out Brexit, or indeed no Brexit at all, will do nothing to rectify that. The only way of mending a split nation is to actually have a fully sovereign and independent nation in the first place. Because from that point on, you have the freedom to forge a direction ahead for the country that can be bought into by a large majority of voters. Without that freedom, you can only deliver what others tell you to deliver. But according to one commentator, bureaucrats do not actually think the UK will ever leave the EU at all. They think we will just keep on extending Article 50 until Brexit sort of naturally expires. Belgian journalist Mark Roche told BBC's Dateline London that the UK will definitely hold EU elections on the 23rd of May, after which there will be a series of further Article 50 extensions and Brexit will die. It is fantastic, he said. I spend a week in Brussels. They say to you, basically from the UK, it will be to postpone and to postpone 3 or 4 times. Then Brexit will die. That is the view in Brussels, simply by default because there is nothing else. And this is, of course, exactly what our own establishment and most of our politicians have been aiding and abetting with the EU for over the last nearly 3 years, isn't it? Anyway, what do you think? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.